Hello and welcome back to Art. This lesson focuses on the life and art of the famous French artist Henri Matisse. Henri started as a painter and later in his life became a great collage artist. He liked to paint paper and cut them out and make beautiful designs. We'll start this lesson by looking at a cartoon made about the artist Henri Matisse. Next, we'll explore his painting called The Goldfish. And after that, you will start a art making activity to create a goldfish collage inspired by the artist Henri Matisse. So we will provide you with a demonstration of how to create a goldfish style collage. The demonstration is just a sample of what could be done. You can create something totally unique to yourself. You do not have to recreate exactly what is shown. Have fun in creating your work. Remember to be like Matisse and choose bright, bold colors in your work. Have fun.
Henri Matisse. This sure brightens up this gray, rainy day.
Yeah. Lots and lots of colors. And look.
I love it. A cool design with just colors.
Oops.
That was funny. You look like a wild animal.
And Dada, wow! You make a cool painting.
Well, it was cool. This is not a gray day at all.
Whoa, that is cool, Maddie.
Well, it's not exactly what I was going for, but it kind of looks like something I saw in one of my books.
I'll get you a cloth to wipe your face. Oops. Huh? Here you go, Maddie.
Hey, this is who I was looking for on my bookshelf. Henri Matisse, the master of color. Thanks, Dada.
And who have we here?
Monsieur Matisse, what a surprise!
Maddie, you still have paint on your face?
I forgot. I was so excited.
C'est très bon. Being excited and forgetting what others think is the only way to create art.
Dada, crazy! Hey, Maddie, look at this!
A lot of people laughed at my painting, Woman with a Hat, at its first public showing. They didn't like it at all. They called me Fauve, which is French for wild beast.
Fauve! Oh, that was like me. I turned Maddie and her painting into wild colors.
I love her hat. It's just a bunch of colors that go up, up, and up.
Well, gigantic, outrageous hats were all the fashion back then. And so, that's what I painted. A gigantic, outrageous hat.
And look, Maddie, her face is pink and green, and she has a yellow dab on the tip of her nose, just like you did.
Yeah, it matches the big purple dot under her chin and the green beside her face.
Dada, yeah. With all those colors around her, it makes her colorful face look normal.
Yeah, this whole painting is so colorful. It's energetic and...
It's impulsive, oui. Colors are what matter to me. How they generate feelings and moods. How they interact with one another.
Yes!
Dada, yeah.
And different combinations of colors and patterns and shapes can generate very different feelings.
Ooh, this rug has a calming feeling.
This painting kind of makes me feel relaxed. It makes my eyes glide all around it, like Dada on that rug.
Ooh, yeah.
I saw this room as one big decorative pattern.
Huh? Hey, Maddie! Matty, the painting got unflat.
I can see it's a room, but it's flat. Monsieur Matisse, how did you make that room look like a flat, smooth surface?
I painted everything with equal balance. One thing doesn't stand out more than another. I gave each thing its own space and shape on the paper. The tablecloth had that shape, with the pears and the eggplants, vase and statue on top of it. I saw the screen, mirror, window and door as simple rectangle shapes. And the view through the window and mirror are just shapes of color I saw. And of course, the walls and floor look like the same thing, just a big flat pattern surface.
A pattern of a room.
Well, I actually called it Still Life with Eggplants.
Huh? But it's not very still because the eggplants look like they're sliding off the table.
Yeah, and in the mirror, they're back on the table, but in a different place.
It's fun to play around with the space, colors, and shapes of things.
Yeah, and make a whole new picture with them.
Like that one. Da-da, whoa! This one is made only with colors, cut out into shapes.
Monsieur Matisse, you've covered your walls with colorful shapes.
Yes, my excitement carries me away. I forget about everything else.
You were carried away, all right.
Oui, indeed. Well, I cannot do everything I love as easily as I used to. And so, I've created a garden here in my studio where I can walk.
You've made a color garden from cutout shapes.
Yes. I call my new style of art paper cutouts. I draw with scissors and play with colors. I can make them big or very small. And then arrange and rearrange them until it pleases me. Yes, perfect. There.
Cool. Cutting into color.
Fun. This one looks like a party.
Yes, I call it Sorrows of the King.
Huh? Sorrows of the King? But that sounds sad.
Yeah, but it doesn't look sad. I see music and laughing and dancing. Yeah, I'm confused.
Well, the king is very old, but he plays music and he surrounds himself with the memories of laughter and dance, and they soothe all his ills.
Yeah, how can the old king be sad with all those colors around him?
I want to do paper cutouts too. Thank you so much, Monsieur Matisse. I'm all excited.
That's good. And remember to forget everything else.
Look, Dada, I've got the perfect shape to add.
Where do you want it, Matty? Here? Or over here?
I feel it would be nice up in that corner.
Like this?
Maybe down a bit. And move that triangle just above it. Yeah.
Terrific! I like that!
Henri Matisse was a French artist who lived from 1869 to 1954. In the early 20th century, Henri Matisse was among the first artists to paint in a new style called Fauvism. In this style, he used bright colors and thick brushstrokes. Because this style of painting was new, it was criticized. It got the name Fauvism because an art critic called Matisse and others fauves, which means wild beast. Next, he developed a rigorous style that emphasized flattened forms and decorative patterns. Later in life, he adopted a bolder simplification of form. When he fell ill and wasn't able to paint anymore, he created art using paper collage. Goldfish were a recurring subject in Henri Matisse's art. They appear in at least 9 of his paintings. This goldfish painting belongs to a series of Fauvism paintings Matisse produced. Notice how our eye is immediately attracted to the goldfish because of their color. They are bright orange while the background is made up of subtle pink and green.
This strong contrast of color was often used by Fauvist painters.
We're standing here in the Pushkin Museum of Art in Moscow, looking at the Goldfish by Henri Matisse.
Goldfish were introduced to Europe from East Asia in the 17th century. From around 1912, goldfish became a recurring subject in the work of Matisse.
That's correct, and they appear in no less than 9 of his paintings, as well as in his drawings and prints. Blue and orange, as well as green and red, are complementary colors, and when placed next to one another appear even brighter, which is a style characteristic of Matisse.
As you look at Matisse's painting, The Goldfish, notice all of the bright, bold colors he used in his work. He was known as the king of color. In this painting, he has light greens, medium greens, dark greens, lots of purples and pinks. This is a picture of Matisse working in his studio. He often was surrounded by flowers and plants in his studio, and he included these images in his paintings. He often repeated the shapes. Notice all the repeated shapes of leaves. Think about repeating shapes and all of his various bright, bold colors when you create your own Matisse-style collage artwork in a few minutes. In this lesson, we will walk you through the steps of how to create a drawing and collage like the Goldfish painting created by Henri Matisse. So we're starting with a pencil. With a pencil, draw a long oval like a hot dog toward the top of your paper. On both sides of the oval, draw vertical lines extending downward from both sides of the oval. Next, connect the lines with a curved line. Add a wavy line for the top of the water. This is our goldfish bowl. Inside the goldfish bowl, we can draw some fish shapes. Start with a small oval and add an eye shape. Maybe add some triangles for fins and a tail. You can design your fish however you would like, and you can add as many fish as you would like. Do you remember how many goldfish paintings Henri Matisse created in his career? It was mentioned in the story earlier. If you said 9, you were correct. Now, if you have a marker or a pen, you can outline your fish. If you're using watercolor paints, you may want to first outline your fish with a crayon. The crayon will act as a border to keep the watercolor within the fish and not make it so blurry. Here the artists use markers to color in the rest of the goldfish. You can use any material you would like. Notice how the artist is carefully going around the goldfish. From last week's lesson, do you remember what colors the artist is using? Are they warm or cool colors? What are yellow and orange? Are they warm or are they cool? If you said warm, you are correct. Remember, warm colors may remind us of the sun or something bright or fire, something that may feel warm. Here the artist is doing some layering by adding a little bit of green on top of the yellow. You can apply that if you would like to. Now she's using crayon. If you would like to mix materials as this artist is, you certainly can. Next, the artist is going to cut out the fishbowl. If you choose to make a collage in the style of Matisse, carefully use your scissors and cut out on the line of the fishbowl. You can use the scraps left over for other shapes. Next, the artist is going to draw some leaves on the remaining scrap paper. Boys and girls, as we know, leaves have so many shapes, so there is no right or wrong way to draw leaves. Think about some of the leaf shapes we saw in some of Matisse's paintings earlier. This artist is drawing 5 leaves. You can draw more or fewer. That is your choice. Like she did with the fishbowl, she's going to outline her shapes first and add color next. Now this artist chose to use the traditional colors of leaves. When I say tradition, I guess I mean the colors we might see in the spring or the summertime, which are mostly greens. The artist is using a variety of greens, light greens and dark greens. If you want, you can use other colors for your leaves. Think about how the leaves change color during the different seasons. You may want to have orange leaves or yellow leaves or red leaves or brown leaves. Maybe your leaves have a variety of all of those colors in there. That is your choice. You can see how the artist used a pencil to reinforce the veins in the leaves. As the artist did before, she is carefully cutting out her shapes on the contour line. Take your time and do this carefully. When you've got all of your leaves cut out, you can throw away your scraps. Take your fishbowl and bring it onto a sheet of paper. The artist is drawing a large curved line around the fishbowl. What do you think the artist is drawing here? Do you think it's a plate? Could it be a table? It is a table. Next, the artist is going to draw legs for the table. Boys and girls, if you don't want to put your fishbowl on a table like this, you can do anything you want. This is just a suggestion about how you might create a goldfish collage of your own. Yours does not have to look the same. How might yours be different? Maybe someone's carrying the fishbowl. You could draw a person with the fishbowl in their hand. Maybe the fishbowl is on a table next to the television. There are so many choices. Next, the artist is trying to describe the corners of the room. So the horizon line behind the table is the corner of the room, and the vertical line on the right is the corner of the wall. If you remember, when we explored Matisse's painting, The Goldfish, he had a series of dots on the wall behind the goldfish bowl. If you would like to repeat the polka dot pattern in the same manner, you can. If not, what are some other patterns you could include? Here the artist decided to add some hearts. Matisse did not have hearts in his picture. This makes her picture unique. The artist may be describing that there's a hardwood floor or stripes underneath the table. What's going to be on your floor? Is it going to be one solid color? Will you have stripes? Is there a rug on the floor? In addition to bright, bold colors, Matisse is known for applying a variety of patterns in his work. So we see wavy stripes, polka dots, hearts, and more stripes, straight stripes. So the artist is going to outline all of her shapes and then color in the background and glue her fishbowl and leaves to make a finished collage. At this point, I will stop the video and move it on fast. So we will see what happens when we fast forward and get to the finished product. Notice how the artist chooses bright, bold colors and repeating patterns to create a bright, fun image in the style of Henri Matisse. Finally, use your glue stick to add glue to the back of the fishbowl cutout and assemble it carefully on the table. Next, think for a minute about where you would like to place your leaves in your composition. Are you going to apply some overlapping where some leaves are slightly on top of other leaves? You can put your leaves anywhere. When you've decided where your leaves are going to go ahead and add some glue to the back of each leaf and put it in place. Notice how she puts some of the leaves behind the fishbowl, and some of the leaves are on top of the fishbowl, and others are in the corner. I hope you enjoy making your Matisse-inspired collage.